Hey guys, Grim here, and today we're looking at the Paladin class. Paladin is one of the most popular characters in the game, and for a good reason. Despite the fact that he has 3 skill branches like all other characters in the game, he has more than 10 different builds that you can play with. However, not all of them are good for beginners. Paladin has the fastest block rate in the game due to his unique ability Holy Shield, and he does not even need to increase the faster block rate parameter. The Paladin can block up to 12 hits per second, and the block chance is also very high, 75% in regular Paladin builds. It makes a Paladin very durable. One key feature of a Paladin is auras. Auras always work, you just activate them and get the effect. And it also works on your mercenary and allies that are in range. So there is always a high demand for Paladins in any group. Let's take a look at defensive auras first. Cleansing aura is used when you want to quickly recover from poisoning, dispel the curse and heal. This aura is often used in 4th act of the game or in Uber Tristram. However, you don't need put more than 1 point into it. Vigor aura significantly increases Paladin's movement speed, and it has one non-obvious effect. If you use the charge ability with the shift key pressed, you can instantly move from point to point. This is certainly not the same speed as Sorcerer with the teleport, but it's not bad either. The only disadvantage of such movement is that the mana is consumed very quickly, and sometimes you will crash into a crowd of enemies and the Paladin will try to attack them. Meditation aura restores mana to you and your group, but as a rule no one levels it, except if you play the classic version of the game, because the rune word Insight that most people use on the mercenary provides this aura. Redemption aura is used to restore health to yourself by taking the souls of slain enemies. This aura will not allow you to raise corpses as they are redeemed. In this case, the slain demons or undead cannot be raised. Salvation aura increases your resistance to everything, but is rarely leveled by more than 1 point. We also have 3 resistance auras here: resist fire, resist lightning, and resist cold. These auras have hidden effect. Every 2 points you put in aura will increase the maximum resistance to the respective element by 1 point. This feature is rarely used because the maximum resistance of 75 is enough for most activities. However, some specific builds level up these auras to achieve a resistance of up to 95% to become practically immune to certain elements. Next we have offensive auras. Concentration aura is used by the Paladin hammered in to deal more magic damage, but is rarely used by other builds. The aura of fanaticism is usually used in melee-based builds, because it gives a huge boost to damage, hit chance and attack speed. We also have 3 elemental auras here: Holy Fire, Holy Freeze and Holy Shock. They damage nearby enemies and also add elemental damage to your attacks. The aura of Holy Freeze deals cold damage and slows enemies. A mercenary from a 2nd act of Nightmare difficulty level has this aura. Paladins themselves rarely use it. Holy Fire aura is very good at the start of the game to pass normal difficulty, because it adds a lot of fire damage on low levels. And the Holy Shock aura can be used at the end game in the so-called Elemental Zealot build. And here we have a Conviction aura, which by some players considered to be the most unbalanced auras in the game. This aura reduces resistances to all elements by minus 130% at level 21. Along with resistances, it also lowers the protection of all enemies around, making it easier to hit them. This aura is often used if you play in party with casters like sorceresses, because in this case all enemies will receive huge damage from your allies, and sometimes this aura is also used for Uber Tristram. The rest of the offensive auras here are not that useful. Now let's take a look at the combat skills of Paladin. Zeal ability is one of the most popular for melee builds like Physical or Elemental Zealot. Zealots and other melee builds focused on physical damage use Vengeance in most cases to break physical immunity. The Fist of Heaven's ability is rarely used to kill monsters, but is very popular among PvP players. The ability automatically hits the nearest target. Holy Bolts can be used on both enemies and allies. It deals damage to monsters and heals allies. However, it should be noted that this ability deals damage to undead only. It will not hit other types of monsters. The Blessed Hammer is a signature ability of the Hammered-in build of the Paladin. This ability summons hammers that move in outward spiral in the same pattern regardless of where your character is facing. If you're not used to this ability, it can be tricky at first to hit the monsters. In order to hit the right target with the best efficiency, you need to stand to the bottom right of him. In this case, the enemy will be at the starting trajectory of the hammer. This placement is especially useful in boss battles or if you get yourself in narrow places, because on narrow locations this ability shows itself very bad. However, this ability deals a huge damage, which is magic, and 99% of monsters in the game have no resistance to magic, which means that you can pass the hell difficulty level using this ability fairly easy. The smite ability allows you to deal damage with the shield. The key feature of this ability is that it never misses, and on top of that it also bashes the enemies. The smiter build is usually used for clearing Uber Tristram. And obviously we have a Holy Shield, signature Paladin ability that allows him to achieve a huge block chance and block rate. Therefore in most builds this ability is maxed out. That's it for this video, thank you for watching and see you next time.